Hi everyone, it's Farhan here with your angel reading for Friday, March the 6th. And just like previously, I had you pick card number 1, 2, or 3, or any combination thereof on my Facebook page, whatever you were immediately drawn to, and always go with your first choice. And that particular card has a special message as well as a universal message for anyone out there listening today. So, starting off with our first card. This card, hope you can see that. How's that? It says ground yourself, okay? And so grounding means that we're staying connected with our body and being present and also being connected in our physical space. And it is important that we maintain a balance with our connection to our higher selves as well as our physical body because the two are always in communication and one can't work without the other. So our spirit is constantly working and expressing itself through our bodies. It's giving us information and important messages and guidance. And our bodies have to be in tune and aware so that we know what advice to follow or what guidance to take. In addition to that, in being grounded means that we are in the flow of life. So for example, when we're not grounded, the slightest turbulence or perturbations in life tend to throw us off. And let's face it, this journey is not a smooth one. There are ups and downs and all kinds of curveballs thrown at us. And when we are grounded, we are in the flow of life, and it feels like we're flowing with the stream as opposed to against the stream. And these challenges or perturbations are less likely to throw us off and may seem less challenging and more like opportunities to learn as opposed to big mountains to climb over. So the way you get grounded is you start off in the morning by putting your feet on the ground and literally feel the earth underneath you. And what I do is I visualize two lines of energy going from the center of my foot all the way down to the core of the earth, right down to the center of the earth. And I imagine or visualize that those two lines of energy are tied together and tied to the center of the earth. And then I visualize a line of energy coming up from the earth, up through both my feet, up through my spine, up through the crown of my head, and I feel my chakras align, balance, and open as I'm doing that. So if you want more instructions about grounding, inbox me and I can perhaps make a video in the future about how to do that. But this particular week we had a huge full moon and lots of people were experiencing all kinds of turbulence. And if you were feeling agitated and things were just getting to you, it's important in those periods to ground maybe more than once a day. But grounding will keep you connected to your body and help your spirit better navigate or better navigate your body, and you'll be in better communication with your spirit. And also grounding will help you with staying in the flow of life as opposed to feeling like you're always energy depleted because there's obstacles and challenges that seem to keep coming up in your way. So ground yourself, okay? And do this daily. The second card is what do you desire? And so it's so important to get clear on what you want. So if you're putting wishy-washy things out into the universe, you're going to get wishy-washy results. And so if you're feeling confused and you're putting mixed messages out there, the universe has no judgment, and whatever you're vibrating is what you're attracting. The clearer that you are and the more specific that you are, the more likely you will attract what it is that you really want. But the question always is, what is it that you really want? So if you're not sure, sit with this, get connected with your heart, and literally have a conversation with it and say, heart, what do you desire? What do you really desire? And in anything that resonates from your heart is spirit-centered, divinely guided, and divinely inspired, and will always lead you to a path that will lead you to a better state or optimal health and happiness. But it's so important that you get clear. And a perfect example of this is I was humming and hawing about going away next week and taking a trip, and I was a bit iffy. And when I sat down to work out my flight, the timings weren't working out. I wasn't getting the flight that I wanted. And then I finally said, you know what? I really want to go. And I got clear. And I sat at my laptop and I said, okay, angels, I want to take this trip. And I want to go for these many days. And boom, the first schedule that popped up when I did my search engine worked out with my flights, and I booked right away. Like it was a no-brainer. So it's kind of like when you go into a restaurant and you're not sure what to order, well, then the waiter doesn't know what to bring you. But the more clear you are, the better the waiter is able to tell the chef what your order is, and you're likely to get exactly what it is that you want, or perhaps something better. Okay, so get clear. Look into your heart, sit with this, and see exactly what your heart desires, okay? And you can't go wrong. Whenever your heart's centered, the outcome can only be positive, okay? And then finally, giving and receiving. Okay, so this card is about maintaining a sense of balance in our lives, okay? And I often say there is no way that you're going to be able to ask for anything unless if you know how to receive. So unless if you're willingly open-hearted, and have a high sense of self-worth and worthiness, you're not going to get what you want because you're going to end up blocking it. So what you end up doing is you keep on giving, 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 and that leads to what I call an imbalance in your heart, or literally heart disease, because the flow of energy coming to your heart ends up being blocked. And then we have difficulties manifesting what we really want, because as much as we want it, we don't want to we acknowledge the fact that we're worthy and deserving of it, and we end up blocking ourselves. So try to maintain balance. And one way to do this is when an opportunity presents itself, so that somebody wants to offer you something, be it even as simple as a cup of coffee, or to offer you assistance with something, your answer should be yes, thank you. Okay? And what that does is allow the flow of energy channels to start opening up so that you're able to receive. Okay? And start affirming. This is another way to open up the channels, is to start affirming that I am worthy and receiving of all the good and the abundance in the world that I desire. Okay, or you can come up with your own affirmation, but you get the idea, right? But if you're constantly giving, 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 and you're not allowing yourself to receive, this will create an imbalance in your life and create blockages in your ability to manifest. Okay, so if there's things that you're asking for and you're not getting it, it's probably because you're stuck in receiving. Okay. And another way to allow yourself to receive is to give yourself a dose of self-love on a daily basis. Do something for yourself, simply for yourself, and for no other reason. It doesn't require necessarily spending money, but generally any act of self-love on a daily basis, give yourself a dose of self-love, will start to open up the channels towards you receiving. Okay, and think of it as a balance. Every time you inhale, you got to exhale. You can't keep exhaling, or where's the oxygen going to go, right? Okay, so that's this week's angel reading. I hope that there was an important message for all of you. Based on the feedback that I've been getting, I see that you're all really enjoying these readings, so please continue to give me comments and feedback in the comment section, and I hope you have an angel blessing day. All my love.